The once thriving town of Riverton, Iowa stood on the brink of collapse, its dusty streets echoing with the whispers of despair. Amidst the desolation, a single, flickering light of hope was about to ignite a miraculous transformation. But what was the miraculous discovery, and how would it change the fate of an entire community? The unforgiving sun mercilessly beat down on the small, drought-stricken town of Riverton, Iowa. In the heart of the town, Luke, a third-generation farmer in his early 40s, stood in the midst of his once thriving cornfields. The proud, towering stalks that had sustained his family for generations now lay wilted and sun-scorched, a haunting reminder of the harsh realities of drought and climate change. Luke's face, weathered and tanned from years of working under the sun, was now lined with worry. His once sturdy hands were now clenched in frustration as he looked out over the dying crops. The weight of the mounting debt bore down on him, threatening to crush his spirit and his once prosperous farm. His wife, Emma, a kind and patient woman in her late 30s, tried her best to support Luke, but the strain was evident in her eyes. Luke, whispering, "How did it come to this? What can I do to save my farm?" Their two young children, Sarah and Ethan, could sense the tension in their home, but didn't fully understand the gravity of the situation. All they knew was that their father was growing more and more distant, consumed by the plight of the farm. The scent of dry earth filled the air as Luke walked through the parched fields, his boots kicking up dust with every step. The distant sound of a tractor hummed in the background, a reminder of the constant struggle to keep the farm afloat. Riverton was once a bustling, prosperous town, but now it seemed like a desolate, forgotten place where hope was as scarce as water. Emma calling out to Luke, "Dinner's ready!" Luke turned and slowly made his way back to the modest farmhouse that had been in his family for generations. The paint was chipped, and the wooden porch creaked under his weight, but it was still a place of comfort and refuge in these trying times. As Luke sat down at the dinner table, he couldn't help but wonder what the future held for his family and their once thriving farm. At the dinner table, Luke shared his concerns about the farm with Emma and old Ben, who happened to be visiting. Old Ben casually, "Luke, have you tried visiting the library? Sometimes the answers to our problems can be found within books." This simple suggestion from old Ben planted a seed of curiosity in Luke's mind, and he decided to give it a try. The following afternoon, as Luke sat in the local library poring over architectural journals in search of a solution to his predicament, he stumbled upon an article that piqued his interest. It detailed an innovative farming technique using super-absorbent polymer crystals that could help retain water in the soil, potentially saving crops in drought-stricken areas. Luke excitedly, "This could be our saving grace." His heart raced as he devoured every word of the article, his mind filling with hope and the possibility of a brighter future. But this hope was tempered by caution, knowing that he couldn't afford to make any costly mistakes. He had to be sure that this technique was truly the answer to his problems. But not everyone in Riverton was as hopeful or supportive as old Ben. James, a neighboring farmer who had always been fiercely competitive with Luke, was skeptical of the polymer crystals. He dismissed Luke's newfound enthusiasm as a desperate attempt to salvage his failing farm and tried to dissuade others from adopting the technique. This only fueled Luke's determination to prove James wrong and to demonstrate the potential of the polymer crystals. For days, Luke researched the polymer crystals, learning everything he could about the composition, benefits, and potential drawbacks. He reached out to architectural experts, seeking their advice and opinions, and even visited a nearby farm that had successfully implemented the technique. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky a brilliant shade of orange, Luke sat on his porch, the cricket song accompanying his thoughts. His mind buzzed with excitement and anticipation, but also uncertainty. Could these crystals really save his farm, or was he chasing a pipe dream? Emma gently, "What's on your mind, Luke?" Luke hesitantly, "I found something that might help us save the farm, but I'm not sure if it's too good to be true." Emma, encouraging, "You've always been resourceful, Luke. If there's a chance this could work, we owe it to our family and this town to try." With Emma's support, Luke made the decision to invest in the polymer crystals, hoping against hope that they would be the miracle they so desperately needed. With the support of his family and the entire community behind him, Luke took a leap of faith and ordered a shipment of the super-absorbent polymer crystals. The day they arrived, the townspeople gathered at Luke's farm, eager to witness the potential rebirth of their community. The air was thick with anticipation as Luke mixed the crystals into the soil of a small test plot, carefully following the instructions he had researched. As he worked, sweat beaded on his brow. A hush fell over the crowd. It felt as though time itself was holding its breath, waiting for the outcome of this bold experiment. In the days that followed, the people of Riverton kept a close eye on Luke's test plot. They watched as the once dry soil slowly transformed, becoming moist and fertile thanks to the polymer crystals. When the first tender green shoots began to push through the earth, the town erupted in cheers and celebration. Witnessing their father's perseverance and the miraculous transformation of their farm, Sarah and Ethan, filled with a newfound appreciation for agriculture and the environment, they began to learn more about sustainable farming practices and spent their afternoons helping Luke in the fields. They knew that their future lay in continuing their father's legacy and ensuring the town's newfound prosperity was maintained for generations to come. It seemed that the miracle they had all been hoping for had finally arrived. As word of Luke's success spread, more and more farmers in the community began to adopt the use of the polymer crystals. Slowly but surely, the once withered field began to flourish, and the town of Riverton experienced a remarkable transformation. The bustling market, once filled with empty stalls and despondent farmers, now overflowed with an abundance of fresh produce. The laughter of children filled the air as they played in the lush, green parks that had sprung up around the town. And the once dusty Main Street now lined with thriving businesses and became a hub of activity and prosperity. Old Ben's wisdom and guidance had been invaluable to Luke throughout his journey, and he knew he couldn't have achieved this success without his mentor's support. As for James, witnessing the undeniable transformation of Riverton and the revival of its farms led him to swallow his pride and admit that he was wrong about the polymer crystals. He eventually adopted the technique himself, and as his farm began to thrive, he formed a newfound respect for Luke. Together, they worked to spread the word about the miracle crop and strengthen the community even more. Luke's farm, too, was transformed. The cornfields, which had once been a symbol of despair, now stood tall and proud, swaying gently in the breeze. The weight of debt and worry lifted from Luke's shoulders, replaced by a sense of accomplishment and pride in the knowledge that he had not only saved his farm, but had also played a pivotal role in the resurgence of his community. As the town of Riverton continued to prosper, people from neighboring communities began to take notice. They came to learn the secret of the miracle crop and to witness firsthand the remarkable transformation that had taken place. Luke, once a struggling farmer on the verge of losing everything, now found himself at the center of attention, a beacon of hope for others facing similar challenges. As Sarah and Ethan grew older, they decided to pursue higher education in agriculture and environmental sciences. They were determined to build on their father's success and contribute to the sustainable future of Riverton and beyond. Their dedication to continuing the family's legacy was a testament to the transformative power of hope, hard work, and the support of a loving community. Luke, humbly, "It's not about me. It's about giving others the tools and knowledge to help themselves and their communities thrive." With a newfound sense of purpose, Luke dedicated himself to sharing his discoveries with others. He traveled to conferences and workshops, speaking passionately about the power of the polymer crystals and the importance of sustainable farming practices. Years passed, and the once dying town of Riverton continued to flourish. The crops grew tall and strong, and the community thrived. Luke's discovery had not only saved his farm, but had also transformed the lives of countless others, creating a lasting legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. As Luke walked through the cornfields one day, the golden stalks rustling gently in the breeze, he couldn't help but feel a sense of profound gratitude. He had been given a second chance, not only to save his farm, but to make a meaningful difference in the world. And he had seized the opportunity with both hands, proving that even in the face of despair, hope could still be found. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the fields, Luke knew that he had fulfilled his promise to his family and his community. And as he looked out over the land that had once been a symbol of failure, now a testament to triumph, he knew that he had truly made a difference. As this heartwarming tale comes to a close, we are reminded that even in our darkest moments, there is always hope, and that with determination, perseverance, and the support of our loved ones, we can overcome any challenge and make a lasting impact on the world around us. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. We also love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. What topics or stories would you like us to cover in our next video?